Hello guys, welcome to Selenium with C has training session 16. In today's session, you will learn how you can retrieve title, URL and domain name using IJavascriptExecutor available in Selenium WebDriver. So IJavascriptExecutor is an interface available in Selenium WebDriver which helps to execute JavaScript through Selenium WebDriver. IJavascriptExecutor provides two methods. One is execute script and another is execute asynchronous script to run JavaScript on the selected window or the current browser or the current page. In Selenium WebDriver, there can be locator like ID, name, class, partial link text, XPath, CSS, etc., which will be used to identify an element and perform operation on it. In few cases where this locator do not work properly, sometimes there can be trouble, right? This locator is not working. So user can use IJavascriptExecutor using which user can perform a desired operation on a web element. So there is two methods available, execute script and execute asynchronous script. You can use it. So this is the syntax. IJavascriptExecutor, you can create an object or instance with the help of driver typecasting, because IJavascriptExecutor is an interface, so you cannot directly create an object or instance or variable, right? So you have to typecast the driver, which is the IWebDriver object. Then you can use execute script method, where script and argument you can pass. So script is nothing but the JavaScript that need to execute. An argument, it can be optional, right? It is the argument, whatever argument you want to pass on the script, but it can be optional sometime. So now you will see that how you can retrieve title, URL and domain name, right, with the help of IJavascriptExecutor. So let's go to the Visual Studio. Here already, like in the class, you can see start point available in the project Selenium WebDriver tutorial, and we are already creating the object or instance for the IWebDriver interface and the Chrome driver class. We are maximizing the driver. We are passing the URL for Facebook page, right? Then now I want to get the title of the page. So what I will do it? I will be creating an object or instance for the IJavascriptExecutor interface. So say IJSE, that is the object I am creating, right? IJavascriptExecutor equal to, I need to typecast driver object whatever I have created for the WebDriver, right? So I will be typecasting because it's an interface. So I cannot directly create an object or instance, I have to typecast the driver. Then once my object or instance created for the IJavascriptExecutor, then I will be calling the execute script method, .execute_script method. There you can see there is two methods, execute asynchronous script and execute script. So I will be using execute script. Here I need to provide the script and argument, right? So here I will be providing the script, return document.title. .title. Okay, and I will be converting into string, right? So I can convert into string. So you can see the return type is string, so I need to store in some string. So I will be storing in some string. So browser title or page title, and then I will be printing it, right, with the help of Console.WriteLine method. Here I will be printing it simply, the variable whatever I am storing in the string, I am printing it. Now let's see whether your title is getting printed in the console or not. So this is the Facebook page will be open, so title should match, right, accordingly. Okay, so I am not using the driver.title, right? I am instead of that I will be using IJavascriptExecutor, where I am creating object or instance. With the help of object or instance, I am calling the execute script method and now returning the document which is title, and I am converting into string. So it should be, right, return document.title, and I need to end with semicolon. I am converting to string, and this is string, so I will be storing in some string and then I am printing the string, right? Let's start the script and let's see whether title is being fetched in the console or not with the help of IJavascriptExecutor interface and the ExecuteScript method inside the IJavascriptExecutor interface. So it is trying to launch the browser. It will maximize the browser. It will load the page, Facebook page fully. It will try to get the title and will print in the console. So what is the title of the page? You could see this is the title of the page, Facebook login or sign up, right? So that should match in the console. You can see here Facebook login or sign up is getting printed in the console because that is the title I want to print it out in the console, right? So that is getting printed out properly. Now title I already printed out. Then I want to retrieve the URL. So divert.url, there is a method available, you can use it. But still, if you don't want to use that one, you can use the JavaScript executor and you can print the title in your console. You can get the title of your web page. So how I'll be doing it? So similar fashions, right? Because also URL will be also string, right? So you can store in some variable called page URL. Okay, similar way I already created the object or instance for the IJavascript user, so same thing I'll be using it. And here instead of return, right, document title, it will be return document.url. Otherwise rest of the thing will be same. URL, all will be capital letter. I can convert it to string and then I can print the page URL in the console. Now let's see, let's run and the code and let's see how it is behaving. Are we able to get the title along with the URL of the page with the help of IJavascriptExecutor and the ExecuteScript method? So it will same way, right? It will try to launch the browser, it will maximize the browser, it will load the Facebook page URL. Once the page is fully loaded, right, it will try to get the title and the URL, current page URL, right, and it will print it in the console. So let's see console, let's see whether it is behaving properly or not. So you could see this is the your title of the page, Facebook login page or sign up page, and this is the current URL, https www.facebook.com, right? https www.facebook.com, and this is sign up page title. So both things is getting matched now, right, with the help of JavaScript executor. Now the last part you will see with the help of JavaScript executor how we can retrieve the domain name of the web page. So what is the domain name, you know, right? In case your total page URL is http www.facebook.com, so your domain name will be excluding https and www part. So your domain name will be facebook.com. That is the part will be your domain name. So I can also print out the domain name. So similar fashion, instead of return document.url, it will be return document.url. Otherwise rest of the thing will be same. We can convert the string, we can print it out, right? So let's try to create one more variable here for the domain name, right? So page domain, I can name it page domain. So it will give me the domain name, and here I need to, instead of URL, I need to change it with domain, DOMAIN, all are smaller, lowercase. Otherwise rest of the thing will be same, and I need to change the variable name, whatever I want to print in the console, right? So with the help of JavaScript executor, I can retrieve the title of the web page and print it out in the console. I can get the current URL of the web page and I can print it out, right? Whenever you want to get the title, you need to use the ExecuteScript method, and it will be returned document.title. If you want to get the URL of the current web page, it will be returned document.url. If you want to get the domain name, which will be excluding that https and www part, so it will be returned document.domain, and we can print it out or you can store it anywhere, right? So this is the thing I can get it, page title, page URL and domain with the help of IJavascript executor interface and the ExecuteScript method inside that interface. Now let's try to run it and let's see how it is behaving. A similar way, it will try to launch the Chrome browser, it will maximize the browser, it will load the page for the Facebook page. Once the page is fully loaded, right, it will try to extract the title, domain name as well as the current URL, and it will print it on the console. Now go to the console and see the thing is coming on now. Okay, you can see this is all the things coming up. First you can see the Facebook login and sign up page, that is the title of the page, this is the current URL of the page is coming, and this is the domain name, right, excluding the HTTPS and www part. This is the facebook.com, this is the domain name is coming, right. So with the help of the IJavascript executor, I can get the title, I can get the current URL, I can get the domain name as well, right. So IJavascript executor is an interface in the Selenium WebDriver where we can get the two important methods, execute script and execute asynchronous script. And as the interface, we need to create an object or instance with the typecasting driver instance from the IJavascript interface. And after that, with the help of execute script, I need to pass the script in the argument, where script is the whatever JavaScript you want to pass it, and argument is optional, right? So, and with the help of this, you can get the title, current page URL, and the domain name of the window. That's all from today's session. Thank you.